Hello and welcome to our video on employer's liability insurance. If you're an employer, business owner, or manager, you know that ensuring the safety and well-being of your employees is crucial. But accidents can happen, and if one of your employees suffers an injury or becomes ill as a result of their work, you could be facing a potentially devastating lawsuit. That's where the employer's liability insurance policy comes in. This type of policy provides an employer with legal protection against claims made by employees who have suffered bodily injury or illness as a result of their work. In this video, we'll be exploring the key features of employer's liability insurance, including what it covers, how it works, and why it's so important for businesses of all sizes. We'll also be discussing some common misconceptions about employer's liability insurance, such as whether it's required by law, and how it interacts with other types of insurance policies. Whether you're a small business owner or a manager at a larger company, this video will provide you with valuable information on how to protect your business and your employees from the financial risks associated with workplace injuries and illnesses. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of employer's liability insurance. What is employer's liability insurance policy? The employer's liability policy serves to legally protect the employer in the event that an employee who sustains bodily injury by accident or disease, during the period of their employment, sues the employer for damages. This policy offers the employer cover against legal liability under common law for damages, negligence or statutory duty, and any claimant's or employee's costs and expenses of litigation. Key features of employer's liability insurance. Here are some key features of employer's liability insurance. 1. Coverage for workplace injuries and illnesses. Employer's liability insurance provides coverage for court awards made against the employer for legal claims made by employees who have suffered bodily injury or illness as a result of their work. This could include injuries sustained in accidents, as well as illnesses caused by exposure to hazardous materials or substances. 2. Legal defense coverage. In addition to providing coverage for compensation payments to injured employees, employer's liability insurance also covers the cost of legal fees associated with defending against a claim. This includes court costs, as well as the cost of hiring expert witnesses. 3. Limits and deductibles. Employer's liability insurance typically has limits on the amount that the insurer will pay for any one claim, as well as for the policy period as a whole. The policy may also have a deductible, which is the amount that the employer must pay before the insurer will start covering the costs. 4. Exclusions and limitations. Employer's liability insurance may have certain exclusions or limitations, such as claims arising from intentional acts by the employer or claims related to the use of certain types of equipment. It is important to carefully review the policy to understand what is covered and what is excluded. 5. Premiums. The cost of employer's liability insurance varies depending on factors such as the size of the employer's workforce, the nature of their business, and their claims history. Premiums may be calculated based on the number of employees or the amount of payroll, among other factors. Employer's liability insurance is a critical component of any business insurance package. It provides essential protection against the financial risks associated with workplace injuries and illnesses, and can help to ensure that businesses are able to continue operating in the event of a lawsuit. Importance of employer's liability insurance to employers and employees. A. Importance to employers. Employer's liability insurance policy is essential to employers for several reasons. 1. Protects against financial loss. Liability insurance policies protect employers from financial losses that could arise from lawsuits or legal claims. Without this protection, a single lawsuit could lead to significant financial strain, even bankrupting the business. 2. Legal compliance. Many jurisdictions require employers to have liability insurance policies as a condition of doing business. Compliance with these regulations is important to avoid penalties, fines, or even legal action. 3. Provides coverage for legal expenses. Liability insurance policies provide coverage for legal expenses, which can be significant even in cases where the claim is unsuccessful. Legal fees and related costs can add up quickly and exhaust the resources of the employer. 4. Protects employees. Liability insurance policies also protect employees by providing coverage for any injuries or illnesses that result from their work. This can give employees peace of mind knowing that they are protected in the event of an accident. 5. Enhances business reputation. Having liability insurance policies can also enhance the reputation of a business. It demonstrates to customers, vendors, and investors that the company takes its responsibilities seriously and is committed to protecting its employees and the public. In summary, liability insurance policies are an important tool for employers to protect their businesses against financial and legal risks associated with workplace accidents and lawsuits. It provides coverage for legal expenses, protects employees, and enhances the reputation of the business. B. Importance to employees. Employers' liability insurance policy is important to employees for several reasons. 1. Provides financial protection. Employers' liability insurance policy provides financial protection to employees who suffer injuries or illnesses as a result of their work. This protection ensures that employees can receive compensation for medical expenses, lost wages, and other damages. 2. Legal representation. Employers' liability insurance policy provides access to legal representation in case an employee is injured at work. This can be critical in ensuring that employees receive the compensation they are entitled to and that their rights are protected. 3. Demonstrates employer responsibility. Employers who have liability insurance policies demonstrate their commitment to employee safety and well-being. This can enhance employee morale and job satisfaction. 4. Provides peace of mind. Employees who know that their employer has liability insurance policies are more likely to feel secure and confident in their workplace. They can have peace of mind knowing that if an accident were to happen, they would be protected. 5. Ensures prompt compensation. Employers' liability insurance policies ensure that employees receive prompt compensation for their injuries or illnesses. This can reduce the financial strain on employees and help them get back to work as quickly as possible. In summary, an employer's liability insurance policy is important to employees because it provides financial protection, access to legal representation, demonstrates employer responsibility, provides peace of mind, and ensures prompt compensation. Is employers' liability insurance mandatory? In many countries, employers' liability insurance is a legal requirement for businesses that employ staff. The requirement may vary depending on the country and the nature of the business. However, by its very nature of going through courts, employers are left with no choice but to obey court decisions and pay the awards. This alone should be an incentive for employers to purchase this cover. Since, with or without it, the awards must be paid. It, therefore, makes sense to insure as opposed to paying out of pocket. How does an employer's liability insurance policy relate to other employee benefits policies? Employer's liability insurance policy is a type of insurance coverage that protects employers from financial losses arising from legal claims or lawsuits made by their employees for workplace injuries or illnesses. Here are a few employee benefits policies that may relate to employers' liability and even work to reduce claims under the policy. 1. Work Injury Benefits Act. Work Injury Benefits Insurance, also known as workers' compensation insurance, helps employers avoid claims under employers' liability insurance policy by providing coverage for workplace injuries or illnesses. When an employee is injured or becomes ill as a result of their job, workers' compensation insurance can provide financial support for medical treatment, lost wages, and other expenses related to the injury or illness. By providing workers' compensation insurance coverage, employers can help to ensure that injured or ill employees receive the care and support they need, while also protecting themselves from legal liability. In most cases, workers' compensation insurance provides employees with compensation for medical expenses and lost wages, without the need for the employee to file a lawsuit against the employer. Workers' compensation insurance can also help to reduce the number of claims made under employers' liability insurance policy, as it provides employees with an alternative means of compensation for workplace injuries or illnesses. This can help to lower insurance premiums and reduce the risk of legal action being taken against the employer. However, it is important to note that workers' compensation insurance does not cover all types of workplace injuries or illnesses, and it may not provide full compensation for all expenses related to an injury or illness. Employers should still take proactive steps to prevent workplace injuries and illnesses and should ensure that they have adequate insurance coverage in place to protect themselves and their employees in case of legal claims or lawsuits. In summary, if an employer has work injury benefits cover, the employee's need for legal redress may be greatly reduced or eliminated completely, since this policy will pay injury benefits, taking care of medical expenses, lost income, and disability benefits without the employee having to go to court. This helps retain and even improve the employer-employee relationship. 2. Medical insurance. Medical insurance can help employers avoid claims under employers' liability insurance policy by providing coverage for medical expenses related to workplace injuries or illnesses. When employees have access to medical insurance, they can receive prompt and effective treatment for injuries or illnesses that occur at work. This can help to prevent minor injuries from turning into major claims and can reduce the likelihood of legal action being taken against the employer. In addition, when employees have medical insurance coverage, they may be less likely to file a claim under employers' liability insurance policy, as they can receive compensation for medical expenses through their medical insurance plan. This can help to reduce the number of claims made against the employer and can lower the cost of insurance premiums over time. Employers can also help to avoid claims under employers' liability insurance policy by implementing comprehensive health and safety policies and procedures, providing regular training for employees on workplace safety, and maintaining a safe and healthy work environment. By taking proactive steps to prevent workplace injuries and illnesses, employers can reduce the risk of legal claims and create a culture of safety and responsibility in the workplace. 3. Group life and critical illness. Group life and critical illness insurance can indirectly help employers avoid claims under employers' liability insurance policy by providing employees with financial protection in case of serious illness or death. When employees have access to these types of insurance coverage, they can receive financial support for medical treatment or other expenses that may arise as a result of a critical illness or injury. By providing group life and critical illness insurance coverage, employers can demonstrate their commitment to employee well-being and can create a sense of security and trust among employees. This can lead to increased job satisfaction and retention, as well as improved morale and productivity. When employees have financial support through group life and critical illness insurance coverage, they may be less likely to file a claim under employers' liability insurance policy, as they can receive compensation for lost income or other expenses through their insurance plan. This can help to reduce the number of claims made against the employer and can lower the cost of insurance premiums over time. However, it is important to note that group life and critical illness insurance coverage does not directly address workplace injuries or illnesses, and it should not be relied upon as a substitute for employers' liability insurance policy. Employers should still take proactive steps to prevent workplace injuries and illnesses and should ensure that they have adequate insurance coverage in place to protect themselves and their employees in case of legal claims or lawsuits. In summary, group life and critical illness insurance can indirectly help employers avoid claims under employers' liability insurance policy by providing employees with financial protection in case of serious illness or death. However, it is important for employers to also take proactive steps to prevent workplace injuries and illnesses and to ensure that they have adequate insurance coverage in place to protect themselves and their employees. Conclusion. In conclusion, employers' liability insurance policy is an important coverage for employers to have in order to protect themselves against legal claims or lawsuits brought by employees who suffer workplace injuries or illnesses. This policy provides coverage for compensation, legal costs, and other expenses associated with employee claims, helping to mitigate the financial risks that employers may face. Employers should also consider other types of employee benefits policies such as medical insurance, group life and critical illness insurance, and workers' compensation insurance, which can indirectly help to reduce claims under the employer's liability insurance policy. By providing their employees with these types of coverage, employers can demonstrate their commitment to employee well-being and create a more positive work environment that can lead to improved job satisfaction, retention, and productivity. Ultimately, it is important for employers to take proactive steps to prevent workplace injuries and illnesses, and to ensure that they have adequate insurance coverage in place to protect themselves and their employees. By doing so, employers can reduce the risk of legal action being taken against them and can create a safer and more productive workplace for their employees. This marks the end of our liability insurance lessons. Please feel free to comment and let us know what you think about any of these policies. Our work still continues, and we will be back with another class of insurance for discussions. See you soon.